So next we've got a very, very special group for you. We are blessed to be able to have a partner like SCE Federal Credit Union bring in this group. So do you really want to know what the future generation sees in money and credit unions? Well, fortunate for you, you don't have to wait too long. So we're going to welcome to the stage our very own local UNLV Runnin Rebels, along with Lenny Vallone from SCE Federal Credit Union. And then we've got students Simeon Terziv, Noah Anderson, Kyle Kelly, and Jose Hernandez, all finance majors at UNLV. Come on up. Let's go.
All right, good morning. Still morning? Still afternoon now. Afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. I like to stand, so I'll sit down in a second. But I just wanted to thank Sue for the opportunity to be here today and to have this panel. We really value our partnership, and this is just a great opportunity to be here and to have these students here with us. And so, you know, when I think about 20 years ago, I was in a room just like this, and I was doing some advertising for Pepperdine University Graduate School of Business and Management. And they had a presidential and key executive MBA program, which was really cool because they brought all the C-levels together, and these executives were different industries, and they got to collaborate, and they got to talk about trials and tribulations and successes and failures. And that MBA, I think 20 years ago, cost like $125,000. So I don't know what it costs today. But how great is it to be a part of this industry where we're all collaborating? We're here in this room together, all these leaders, and thank you to Sue and to MSNA and everything that you guys do, because this is a fantastic opportunity every year. So don't get any ideas about raising that price. I'm kidding. But as we think about our past, right? We think about the last 20 years. You look back before you think forward, and you think, 20 years ago there was double the amount of credit unions. And today, there's about 5,000, if that, I think a little less. And then you think about 10 years from now, and where do we go? We're talking about all these things that could potentially happen. If we don't do things differently, if we don't think about what we can do differently, we're never going to be able to grow. I mean, there's these big banks and big fintechs out there that are spending 10, 20, 50, $100 million in advertising. Aspirations Bank in 2021 went from 1.5 million customers to 5 million customers, and they spent $149 million. How did they get to 1.5 million? How did they get to 1.5 million customers? The year prior, they spent $250 million. So do you think we can just pool all of our assets together? How much are we all spending together in media advertising to get the reach out there, right? It's crazy to think about that. I'm going to be dead before we spend $150 million in our organization, right? We only have such a little bit. So we got to think about how we can do this differently. And really it's, are there strategic partnerships out there that we can make? Are there non-traditional partners out there that we can make that people aren't thinking about? Are there experiences and activations at the grassroots level that we can do where we can connect with people, right? That's what we do. We connect with people at that level. So we got to think about all of that when we're moving forward. And we got to think about, even mentioned it in the last panel, connecting with social influencers. That's a big deal. People today get all their information from social influencers. Younger people think that they're their friends. My wife is on there and looking at stuff, and I'm like, these aren't your friends. She goes, I know, but I follow them all the time, and I love all the stuff they're saying. I'm like, oh my God, this is crazy. But it's really a big deal out there. That's where we're getting all their information. And we really have to talk to our future leaders, right? That's really imperative to us, especially when we're building products and services and programs for them. So we're excited to be here today with students from UNLV, Running Rebels. I want to thank them. I want to thank Professor Hopwood. He wasn't able to be here today, but he helped us put this panel together. And Simon, Noah, Kyle, Colette, and Jose, thank you for being here. They're tonight. What do you have tonight? Homecoming is tonight, and they're still here today. So thank you for being here. We'll try to get you out of here. Running Rebels homecoming tonight, so good luck for that. So, how did Hopwood get you here today?
So initially, I'm in one of his commercial banking seminars, and he just mentioned to our class, and then we started spreading the information a little bit through our finance club and a couple of other avenues. But yeah, we all took the chance to come here today, and really appreciate the invite.
Awesome. Thank you for coming, guys. And I think he also said that you guys were going to get a little bit of a cash bonus for you. So this is a little bit of spending money for you. Here you go. And in there as well, there are some promo cards, some vouchers to open an account with us if you don't already. I think some people are account holders with us as well. But it's really imperative that you guys do belong to a credit union in the future. And I know you guys are all finance majors and they're all looking at different organizations to be a part of. But you know, when you join our credit union, not only are we looking out for your financial well-being and for your interests and your money is safe, but you're also joining an organization that's on a mission to end the cycle of generational poverty through financial empowerment. And that's why you should belong to our credit union. We're not looking out for shareholders. We're looking out for our members. We're looking out for their best interests. We're trying to make an impact in the communities we serve. And that's the biggest point in differentiation. So I hope you guys do take advantage of that. So thank you for being here. So let's get to it. We're going to ask these young generation some questions today. And I'm going to start with Simon. So Simon, here, let me put that up here for you.
Thank you.
So Simon, first question for you is, what does the future of your generation's financial well-being look like?
So first of all, good morning to everybody. I would love to open on behalf of my dear friends. Me personally, I've always had the attitude that the future is bright. And one of my opening statements, most remarkable statements that I want to make is that we're in America. And there really isn't anything for us to worry about. I hold the personal opinion that history is bound to repeat itself, and regardless of the economic turmoil that we're experiencing currently, we're going to end up being okay. So this is going to be my definitive answer of what the future looks like for us.
Thank you for that. Thank you for that, Simon. Noah, next question for you. How do I state this? This next question is really all about money and your relationship with money. If someone were to ask you what your relationship with money is, what would you say?
Overwhelmingly, I would say that my relationship with money is pretty positive. Obviously, studying finance, I feel like that helps being able to have that added amount of financial literacy and education of knowing about the financial services and products that are available is definitely a big part of that. I'm relatively risk averse, so I try to keep to saving and sticking to probably less risky financial instruments, but I find money fascinating, so I would say my relationship is pretty healthy.
Great, thank you, Noah. I think our relationship with money changes over time, right? When we're in our 20s and our 30s and our 40s, it all changes for all of us, so it's good to hear that. Kyle. Question for you, Kyle. There are a lot of fintech apps out there. There are a lot of other companies. You have so many choices today. There's SoFi, there's Chime, there's Webull, there's Robinhood. The list goes on and on. Are there certain apps that draw you in, and why?
Yeah, there are. And I mean, off the top of my head, there's Mint by Intuit, just personal finance tracker. Yeah, Robinhood's a good one. Acorns is a good one. And I mean, what they all have in common is just an easy integration with your life. You know, it's easily accessible to just look through and, you know, see right there all your finance stuff, right? So I think the key to it is just an easy interface, user interface, something that's easy to look at, something that takes the stress out of finance, because it is stressful for a lot of people. So I think to mitigate that right off the bat is something that you can look at, and it immediately eases the stress of finance. And that's what I'm drawn to
So
personally.
easy, convenient,
Exactly.
not hard to use.
Yep.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah.
Let's go a little further in that, Colette, and let's ask, you know, what is it that makes you want to be part of a brand? What makes you want to be part of a bank, a credit union? Is there something that draws you in there when you see a certain brand that you want to be a part of and the values that they portray? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I think that's actually a really good question. And I'm a finance major, so I think in terms of stocks and markets, of course. So for the most part, what I think is that there's value to consistency and also being able to build trust with your clientele. So for the most part, I see that every single day we kind of swindle between this thought process of whether or not we're going to do soft landing, hard landing in the economy. And obviously that will affect not only us as employees or employers, but also students looking for jobs and just looking into the future market of what we kind of hold and what we're looking forward to. And so for the most part, seeing what we can value and what we can trust in a company, as well as just individual employees and employers, really bring a lot of value to people in general. And so I think that is the biggest key player into getting people to really be invested into a credit union or any company in general.
Awesome. Thank you, Colette. That was great. Jose, last question.
Okay.
Okay. So what advice would you give to all of us about connecting with Generation Z, with your generation, with your age group? Any advice?
Man, that is a loaded question, and I have a loaded answer for you too. So I actually come here. I am an actual shareholder. I have an account with SCE Federal Credit Union. I've had it since high school, since they have a partnership with my high school. And I would just say, when it comes to credit unions and my generation has a couple of different traits, as each kind of market demographic has. One of these things is that we are a generation that has become, our generation looks for instant gratification. Our attention spans are way shorter than maybe some other generations. So we are looking for things to be done like this. So when it comes to some of these apps that we have for financial services, we like to have processes that are quick. They're quick, clean, easy to use. Sometimes, me personally, I don't like to go into a branch always to ask for a certain process to be carried out. I also really hate the bots on the customer service lines, which I think kind of goes back to our previous panel. I think that the future is going to be kind of a hybrid. I think our generation doesn't like the 100% technological age. I don't think we're looking for that type of future. A lot of things in pop culture are looking to enjoy things that happened in previous generations. We like the connections between people, the relationships. So I believe when it comes to our generation, we're looking at a hybrid. We like these quick processes. We like this technology, but we also like to have relationships and some of those things. Even when it comes to corporate responsibility, also diversity and inclusion, we like to know that we also believe in the values of the company that we're with. So like I said, that's a loaded question. There are a lot of different facets to that, and I would just say for you all as people that are in management for these credit unions, definitely take some time and talk to some people in my demographic. I feel like you'll find different things maybe that are a little bit different to maybe speculations that are being made by people that don't really talk to us. So that's what my answer would be for that.
That was a great answer.
Thank you.
So thank you for that. I mean, and I think we know a little bit about that, right? We know that we need to make sure that our technology is up to par, that all of our members and prospects can go on there and have a fairly simple experience. And then that's just part level, right? As long as we can get that set and we can all do that properly, then all of a sudden, I love the time. I was just I just saw the clock. Sorry, interrupted, squirrel moment. But if we can all do that properly, then all of a sudden, our value proposition is what's going to draw in more prospects, right? That's what's going to allow us to keep growing, and that's what's going to allow us to be successful and not to be 62% down in credit unions and banks in another 10 years. It's what's going to allow us to flourish. So we got to make sure that that's how we move forward, and we got to make sure that we can continue talking to our future generations. So thank you all again for joining us today and taking the time. I know it's homecoming. Have a great day. Good luck, Rebels.
Go Rebels.
There you go. Thank you, guys.